Flutter is about a gambler who, with his friends, spends a lot of time at the dog track. And then one day a new bookie turns up and they start betting with her and they start losing quite heavily. And so she suggests that maybe they should stop betting on the dogs and start betting on themselves, on things they can do. And it all spirals out of control. Ostensibly it's about gambling, but I don't think it is really. I think we all went to great pains to make sure that we never said gambling was bad. I mean, I don't think it is, you know. I've done quite well off the horses in my past. If you invest in a film, you're gambling. If you invest in the stock market, it's gambling. And I think gambling can be healthy. So we wanted to have a positive side to it. I think the film really is about greed. It's saying that it's fine to gamble, but when greed takes over, that's when things change. Myself and the DOP, Chris Ross, right from the beginning, we all said we really wanted to keep a very strong cinematic look to this film. You know, we were looking at things like Vertigo and sort of lots of great 40s and 50s films and that amazing Technicolor look. And we wanted that because I felt it was kind of like a morality play in the way that sort of film noir films are as well sometimes. So we wanted that look, we wanted that feel to it, because I didn't want it to be too sort of realistic in its view of what gambling was like, because it's, you know, it's not the most, Go to the Dogs isn't the most glamorous of places, but I wanted to see it through John's eyes. I wanted to see it how he sees it. It's a glamorous thing. So one of the hardest things was trying to keep that level of production value on, you know, a reasonable budget, but not the biggest budget. There was a fascinating process in that when the film was put together financially, the money came from all over the place. It came from America and a bit from Russia and a bit from Germany and some from England. And so as a result, there was a lot of negotiating with the casting, which is all, you know, sort of done by email, bouncing emails back and forth. So, you know, I would have my suggestions for some people and we would get their suggestions back in, which was interesting because they always had access to different cast. So for the part of the dentist, I wanted this one person who's a sort of stand-up comedian and actor in this country, probably not that well known outside this country, but I thought he'd be very good for it. So I emailed my idea of him off to the Americans, and they emailed me back saying, well, we thought Billy Zane. And I was like, well, okay, I didn't really think of Billy Zane, but he'd be perfect. I didn't think about it because I didn't think we could get Billy Zane. So it was a really interesting way of casting it like that. You know, they kept suggesting people that I would never have thought of because I didn't think we had access to that sort of person. And so it was great putting the cast together. Once you start putting key people, then you start seeing other people in all those other roles as well. I love being at festivals. It's my favourite thing. I think when you making a film is, I mean, I don't want to say it's not like heavy lifting. It's not like digging coal or something like that. But it's absolutely exhausting. It's like being hit by a train, I would say. And it's kind of also, you feel, it's quite a lonely experience. Once you've done it and all the crew go off and you're then there with the editors and then they go off and it's kind of just left with you and the producer. The lovely thing about festivals is you come to them and you meet loads of other people who've been through the same thing. And I always find it just genuinely inspiring meeting other filmmakers and people who've been through the same sort of thing and just seeing what they've done and seeing other people's work. And they're a great way to sort of recharge your batteries. The film I did before Flutter, it's called 1, 2, 3, 4, I did with another producer who I run a small production company with. And we have a script at the moment we're trying to raise finance for called Albion, all about archaeology and folk music and weirdness in the countryside. And hopefully if things go well, we'll shoot that next summer. So I might be back here next year with that, you never know.